Welcome to How to Retire on Time, a show that answers your questions about all things retirement, including income, taxes, Social Security, healthcare, and more. This show is an extension of the book How to Retire on Time, which you can grab today on Amazon or by going to www.howtoretireontime.com. My name is Mike Decker. I'm the author of the book How to Retire on Time, but I'm also a licensed financial advisor, insurance agent, and tax professional, which means when it comes to discussing financial topics, we can cover it all. Now, that said, please remember this is just a show. Everything you hear should be considered informational, as in not financial advice. If you want personalized financial advice, then request your wealth analysis today from my team by going to www.yourwealthanalysis.com. With me in the studio today is David Franson. David, thanks for being here.
Yes, glad to be here.
David's job is going to be reading your questions, and I'm going to do my best to answer them. You can submit your questions in by either texting them to 913-363-1234. That's 913-363-1234. Or you can email them to heymike@howtoretireontime.com. Let's begin.
Hey, Mike, in what situation would I need to worry about IRMAA, and what can I do to avoid those surcharges?
So if you're single, if your total taxable income is around 100, just over 100,000, and that's oversimplified because you do have the standard deduction and Social Security may be considered tax. We're going to figure out what that looks like for the IRMAA calculation in the near future. We're waiting for a couple of bills to be passed, but generally speaking, it's your total taxable income. And if you're married, it's just over 200,000 if you're filing jointly. That's the IRMAA situation. Now, for IRMAA planning, which I think it's unnecessary if you can help it to not pay an extra $74 a month per person in retirement. So there's just a lot that you got to kind of figure out. First off, how much do you have in pre-tax dollars? How much you have in pre-tax dollars is going to determine, really, how much do you need to minimize from IRA to Roth? How are you going to take your income? What's your income levels and so on? If you're 60 years old and you can do some IRA to Roth conversions, and then at 65, that you're able to take enough pre-tax dollars below a certain threshold that you don't trigger IRMAA, that's an efficiency.
Okay.
That's a nice situation. Maybe you're past the age of 65 and you're just kind of stuck paying IRMAA. That's okay. Be a little bit more aggressive then and do some more aggressive IRA to Roth conversions and then get it down to where you can be more balanced in your conversions. It's all about balance. But basically, you've got between 59 and a half to 65 years old that you can be more aggressive in your IRA to Roth conversions. Even if you're still working, you might consider doing that. Now, if your salary, your W-2 income is greater than your retirement income, maybe you don't. There's some nuance here.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you can take your taxable income below a certain threshold and not pay the IRMAA surcharge if you can help it. Now, don't live a life below the IRMAA surcharge. Live your best life. That's the primary objective. Then you find the efficiencies within this. If you are doing Roth conversions while you're working, or maybe you recently retired, you can step into IRMAA for a little bit and then just let them know that you had a significant change. Let's say you retired or something happened and that you're not going to be paying IRMAA anymore. You can contest the IRMAA charge proactively and then get that dropped. Just got to be honest. Do not lie or manipulate Social Security or Medicare. Be honest in all of your dealings, especially those that have to do with federal government programs.
Yeah, good advice.
Yeah, but maybe you, in the age of 63 and 64, you did aggressive IRA to Roth conversions, and then in your 65th year of life, you retired. Don't pay IRMAA when you're 65 and 66 years old. Say, hey, I retired. Here's what my taxes are expected to be. That's $74 or so per person, at least, per month, per person. That's a nice meal out.
Yeah.
Every dollar counts.
For sure.
But yeah, it's just deliberate planning that kind of allows you to demonstrate that. But you fix IRMAA or you plan around IRMAA through IRA to Roth conversions and income planning. And by the way, one last thing too on this. This is why I say it's so important to have income flexibility. There are people that may be stuck in IRMAA because they put too much into an annuity and turned on income at too high of a rate.
Oh, well.
So again, you want to have flexibility with your income strategies. You want to have flexibility on where your income comes from, whether it's from a pre-tax source like an IRA, an after-tax source like your brokerage account, or a tax-free source like a Roth IRA. But you want to have flexibility so that if legislative risk changes, let's say IRMAA just changes their brackets, you've got to be able to adjust in the future. And that's one of the many reasons why I suggest that planning your entire retirement around the guaranteed for life income that's rigid and is it inflexible? Is that a word?
Inflexible, that sounds right.
Unflexible, not flexible.
Yes, that's the main driving point.
You want to have flexibility.
Can't flex it.
Yeah, you can't flex. You want to have flexibility in your plan. You want to have flexibility in your income strategies, and you want to have flexibility to dynamically react based on legislative risk, which includes Medicare and how the taxation and these surcharges could be structured in the future, because no one knows the future. So you want to be able to adapt towards the ever-changing environment and the future. That's all the time we've got for the show today. If you enjoyed the show, consider subscribing to it wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for How to Retire on Time. Discover if your portfolio is built to weather flat market cycles, or if you're missing tax minimization opportunities that you may not even know exist. Explore strategies that may be able to help you lower your overall risk while potentially increasing your overall growth and lifestyle flexibility. This is not your ordinary financial analysis. Learn more about Your Wealth Analysis and what it could do for you regardless of your age, asset, or target retirement date. Go to www.yourwealthanalysis.com today to learn more and get started.